Good evening, Divine Feminines, and welcome to everybody. I love you guys. So grateful for everybody that shows up to spend time and share with me. And what are we doing? We're just learning how to embody the spirit of the Mother Goddess, right? The power, the magic, the love of creation and creating in her image as a nurturer, as a manifester of abundance for all, because the mother really wishes all to be well for all the children of the planet. We may only think we're mothers to our own children, but deep in our heart, it covers the expanse of all things. Now, God has a message today. I didn't draw an archetype yet. Let's do an archetype. And let me get the message that I am here to work with. You're good enough just as you are. You are perfection. And that's how you need to see yourself. I am a work in progress. I am working on myself every single day by accepting myself right where I'm at, whether happy, whether sad, whether angry or depressed or anxious, however you find yourself in whatever, emotion, feelings, accept it, allow it, flow with the river. When we have a river and it's over flooded and the water is rushing and you need to cross that river, right? You don't want to go, you can't go straight across. You got to flow with it and allow the river to take you down as you go, with it. And cross over at your own pace by loving yourself, by watching over yourself, by making sure you don't talk to yourself mean or say, you don't want to ever call yourself stupid, or you don't want to say you hate yourself. You don't want to do any of those things like that. You don't treat yourself that way. You love who you are right where you're at, because that's the only way you can get a grip. You can't wait till you get better, because you can't get better without love. Love is the nurturing nutrient that brings us up out of the pits of hell. And it begins with yourself, the mirror. Yeah, and the hunter. So once you learn to love yourself and realize that you are a piece of artwork from God, you're a work of art, you're a work of God's art, and He put in the outlines, and God or she, they, it, whatever it is, and the outline is there, and then it's up to you to fill in your heart, to fill in your soul, to fill in your spirit, and because the choice is yours of what you want to fill it up with. But many of us are not taught that we can fill it up with love, that we can fill it with gratitude, that we can fill it with acceptance. We can't accept others as they are until we accept ourselves as we are. And when we accept who we are and just be okay with that, in fact, love that, love ourselves right here, right now, for whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't need a reason other than you're alive. The shaman. You find these people everywhere. The shaman, the hayoka, the spiritual worker that helps us through, maybe curveballs and to dodge these things, reaching out for a higher consciousness that, involves good things, loving things, kind things, gentle things. And the first place it must start is with yourself. By being gentle with yourself, by loving yourself, by being kind to yourself, accepting yourself where you are, knowing that you're a precious child of God, okay? And that this is the time and days of the birth of learning who we are. And we are the mirrored image of the universe, the mirrored image of God, the mirrored image of creation, the mirrored image of eternity, which means, life goes on forever. And even if there is no human life, there will be other life because God loves life. The Creator loves life. Oh, we got Aquarius in here. Today the moon is in Aquarius. And what is Aquarius? Well, it's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is about, big energy, it sets just like this. Both hands are, this is the image of Uranus standing, with the circle and the hands going out and all the energy running. And 11 is all about higher vibrations. And we got Capricorn. The moon just left Capricorn this morning. And we have the sun, and the sun is in Cancer right now, the mother. And, the one thing about being a mother is you got to put a lot of work into mothering and loving, right? And that means you got to appreciate yourself. You got to appreciate who you are. And it doesn't matter, and it'll get to a place whether anybody appreciates you or not won't matter, because you're all you need. You're all you need to appreciate who you are. And in the end and in the long run, your love for yourself and your appreciation for self and your knowledge of knowing that you want to talk good to yourself, you want to talk kind to yourself, you want to be loving to yourself, Divine Feminine, your power will begin to build up, right? And it's all about being empowered. Taking the negative energy and transmuting it, turning I hate myself into I'm going to be kind to myself. I don't want to say that to myself anymore. Or, I don't know. I can't go around saying I'm awesome. I'm not that kind of person. That's not who I am. But I can put my hand on my heart and say I love myself because I do my best. I do the best I can do, and after that, it's out of my hands. And the same with you. You do the best you can do. After that, it's out of your hands. You need to be happy with it and not pick at it, not think, or all these kind of things. You need to say, I did my best, and see the beauty in what you're doing. Look at it and see the beauty, whether it's yourself. You have beautiful things within you, even when we have things that we don't like so much about ourselves in us. But we got to allow that, accept it, nurture it, love it, and eventually it just kind of melds into the rest of us. You transmute it. And it becomes a part of the love, the good, the gentleness that you have for yourself and the gentleness you have for others. Now, I don't know if everybody's into this kind of thing, but I love gentleness. I love love. I love peace. I love the good things in life, such as, puppies, having a beautiful conversation with my son, the good things in life, a glass of tea with a lemon and raspberries, to treat myself to little things. It doesn't take much to make me happy and appreciate my life, sitting out on the front porch, watching the water, with the flowers. I can find things in life that are beautiful without having to pay money for them. Because we're not going to talk about money. Money cannot buy happiness. It has to come from within. You have to be happy with yourself. The sun in Capricorn, okay, and 11. This is being happy with yourself, letting the light through. As divine feminines, we are ruled by the moon. We go through different energies every day because we are absolutely, the sun is reflecting off the moon through each sign down to us. And so that's why women are so unpredictable, and we've been called moody. And, I don't know about you guys, but in my family, the emotions of women have really freaked out a lot of people. But your emotions means you're alive and you're moving in life with flow. We're happy sometimes, it's beautiful, and then there are days when we might not even be able to pinpoint what's wrong with us, but we got to honor those feelings and say, okay, it's okay today. I don't feel like being happy, but today, and I'm going to work on the feelings that I have, whether they're happy feelings or sad feelings or discontentment feelings or bored feelings, and direct our way through this. What do we got? Yeah. Okay, this is so beautiful. The pearl with a bow on it. I'm giving you pearls of wisdom, and they're wrapped up in a bow from God. And we got this black bow here, and the feminine is represented as the dark part of the soul, the light of the soul. But, darkness doesn't mean bad. When we go out at night and we look up at the sky in the darkness is when we see those beautiful little stars. And that is why we go into the darkness, to find that light, to find the stars that are within us. Because when we go in and we accept everything as it is, we give ourselves a chance to relax and let go of stress. Okay, guys, I've been out in the garden today, all right? And weeding. My garden is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, maybe tomorrow I'll take a video after watering it. My sunflowers are like 12 feet tall. They have made a fence line to where I am completely barred from any neighbor. Nobody can see into the yard anymore on that side of the house. It is amazing. I had no idea that the birds would sow a field of sunflowers for me from 12 sunflowers that I had along the fence line, and I left them there all winter for the birds to live in. And I'll be doggone, there were seeds everywhere, and they just come up everywhere. There weren't hardly any weeds whatsoever. We got the darkness around the cross, but you can just see through it. See there how you can see through that? I've never got this before. I'm not exactly sure, but the cross to me represents north, south, east, west. And, the center reminds me of the well, the void. And you can fill the void with anything. So fill it with joy. Allow yourself to transmute any negative energies into love and peace. Actually say that. I'd like to take this and turn it into love and peace of myself. What do we got here? It's a gift to you. Give yourself that gift of opening up your heart to yourself with lots and lots of love. No condemnation, no judgments towards yourself. And as you learn not to judge yourself, you learn not to judge others. You start to accept people right where they are. If you can accept yourself right where you are, you're going to accept others where they are. Okay, I love you. What are we talking? We're talking shamanan. We're talking about healing, right? We're talking about, healing ourselves and, rise like the hummingbird. So a day of going through your inner world and loving yourself and allowing yourself to be who you are, of accepting it. I accept myself right here, right now. Then you will begin to learn to love yourself, and those days will become less and less because you will be transmuting them, actively acknowledging how you feel, actively understanding yourself, actively. And then as you learn to understand yourself, you understand everybody. You know where people are coming from. You learn to see the light and the dark in others because you know the light and dark in you. You know, we all have light and dark, and the best thing we can do is to balance that. And it's a journey, you know, balance our darkness with our light, which would be the feminine and the masculine coming together in complete balance, action, and abundance. And the first thing you got to do is love yourself. You got to love yourself big time, okay? And you do it how? In simple ways. Just doing what's good for your mind, do what's good for your body, do what's good for your heart that makes you feel good about yourself, and do what's good for your passion. So if you have a passion, and let's say you love to write, okay? Promise yourself that you will take 5 minutes a day to begin to jot down your events. Say you feel like you need to lose weight, and we always go do that, but you know, a walk a day, 2 or 3 blocks, begins to help to calm the nerves and take your mind off other things like supporting it with an outside source. And you know, this is coming from somebody who, you know, like 12 years ago when I went homeless, I almost weighed 300 pounds. And the walking, you know, when I hit the road and had to walk and carry my luggage and everything, you know, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to survive this. I was 50 years old. And here I am, you know, I'm walking to Washington at 50 years old from Utah. And as the weight began to drop, and I got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, I began to feel like, wow, you know, this could have been the best thing that ever happened to me because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. It made me get out of the chair. It made me have to get out and think about how I was going to live. How am I going to survive? What am I going to do? So, you know, I didn't have time to think about what an awful person I was and how much I hated myself for the carnage that I had left behind me. God was so good to me. The eternal God of creation that was breaking all the structures that had been built up inside of me, that had made me feel horrible about myself, and breaking everything down. By the time I got to Washington, it took 2 years. I was blank. I didn't even know who I was because I had shed everything. I shed the weight. I shed the guilt. I shed everything. Because I felt like whenever I thought bad and kind of hated on myself, that my blessings didn't come as much. I noticed that, you know, and I needed blessings because I didn't have a roof over my head, and I worked every day as a panhandler, and I needed to understand, you know, that how to draw in enough money to pay my bill without being out on the corner 12 hours a day. I hated myself. I thought I was a beggar. I talked to God about it all the time. I was like, these people, you know, are always helping me. They're so kind. They're so gentle. They make sure that I have room every night. And I felt so guilty. And God said, Connie, are you praying for those that bless you? I'm like, yeah. And God said, then you're working for me. And from now on, put that in your heart, that you're the same as a preacher standing up in the church, except you don't preach to the people, you pray for them. And you bless them. And if the universe listens to our every word, there wasn't one person or life that escaped a blessing that blessed me. And it began, that's when I realized that I was working for God, truly working for God. And God was bringing my blessings of everything I need. And I would have approximately $5 to $10 a day to put in savings for emergencies. in case I got sick or in case Scott got sick or we couldn't go to work. And, you know, it ended up that we were able to even have a day off a week to lay in our hotel and watch TV and have a good meal and, you know, relax and restore ourselves before we went back out in the streets, because we were both ashamed. I was. But God said, no, do not feel shame, because when I felt shame, people were, you know, they would go away from me. And so it took me time to learn to love myself. But I did learn that in loving myself, if I hated myself, I was stealing and cheating myself of God's love too, because I blocked it. Okay, well, here I have been talking all this time. I love you guys. I just want you to know how important you are to the divine feminine, goddess, mother. Let's go back to the eternal who gave birth to the universe. The knowledge of all that is within you. You have no idea what's in you, in the darkness within you. That's why it's so important to go in, reflect, take messages, ask for messages. Anybody can get messages for whomever they wish to get. I want messages from the God that loved us from the beginning. You know, the God that didn't judge us, that created us as beautiful children to live on this earth in joy, because it's the only place that we can live like this. So this is the sacred place. The sacred house is life. Death is sure. Life is sacred. We never know. We don't know if we're going to have a year of life. We don't know if we're going to have 20 years of life. We don't know if we're going to have 100 years of life. So life is that which is sacred, and we take it in hand and we treat it as good as we can. All life, including yourself, mama, including yourself, sister, including yourself, grandma, including yourself, baby girl. I love you. And that's from God, the Holy Spirit, the divine feminine mother. Knowledge. To know knowledge. To understand. Knowledge and understanding are two different things, but they go together so much. To know and have the fire of passion to find out why you're here and what you're all about. To look within yourself, because you are a gift. You're a gift to this planet. You have so much beauty within you. And to know that is knowledge. You want to know yourself. Knowledge. Let me see. Gaia, mother. This is number 9. Coming to the end of a situation. Learning something new and changing over. Knowledge, skills, understanding, training, education, and practical experience. Yeah, that's what I was saying. My experience of when I hated myself, when I didn't like who I was, I didn't like how I looked, it was all material. Oh my God, I'm so ugly, I'm so fat, I hate myself. I think about it now and I'm like, oh my God, you wasted so much energy on demeaning and, being ugly to yourself. When I could have all along loved me, and I probably would have never put up what I put up with. And that's the key, is loving yourself enough to know what you should put up with and what you shouldn't put up with. And you're only going to find that out by setting up boundaries and learning about yourself, by not letting people who influence you to think bad of yourself. Right? We don't allow people into our lives who don't project good things upon us. We can't allow them, because if they project their ugly upon us, We're just the mirror. We're going to reflect that. We're going to act that. We're going to be that, because we're the mirror. We reflect the egos around us, and we actually can empathetically take on these things and be those things of the people around us. Isn't that crazy? But we're all motion. We're water. Water, accepts everything that comes into it. You throw a ball in water, into the water it goes. And energy you can look at like a ball. So if energy is projected at you that's not good or ugly, like they hate you, or they're projecting energy on you, you might feel that and think that that is you projecting that onto yourself. So you'll kind of go into that feeling of it, but it's not you. You're beautiful. You were created beautiful, divine feminine, and you will always be beautiful. You're powerful. You're powerful. And you know how to aim your energy and use your energy well. We got 4 of fire here, celebration. So that's why I say energy. You can actually send the energy that you send to other people through love or hate into your own body. And love is the fuel. If you can learn and to love and appreciate yourself for who you are, find those little sparkles of diamonds down in your darkness, and those stars. You're full of stardust and stars, and you have so much good in you that you begin realizing the good things in you, and it overtakes everything. The good begins to run through your body. You begin to accept yourself for who you are, right where you are. You begin to want to take better care of yourself. You want to eat your apples. You want to eat your watermelons. You want to, you don't cut yourself off from anything. You enjoy life. You just enjoy everything you do get, and you appreciate it, and you think it. And this also helps because everything is water. And so when you think everything you eat, you've blessed it. And when you eat it, it goes into your body. It's a blessing for your nutrition, for your love, for your soul, for your spirit, for everything. For the fire that's in you. Raise and stoke your fire, stoke your passion, stoke your joy, stoke your happiness. Put that energy into yourself. Look, I take my heart in my hands and I tell my heart I love it. I do. I love it. It takes me everywhere I go. Even though the body is the one going, it's the heart that makes the decisions and pushes through. Yeah, it's the powerhouse within us. And so enjoy and love your heart. Direct aim. Yeah, stoke your fire, send your roots deep into the earth, get grounded in the mother. Yeah. Speaking of fire, Queen of Wands, fiery, independent, single women who know their worth, who are capable of leading, directing, themselves, and because they know how to lead and direct themselves into the passions that they love, they're capable of helping others lead and direct as well. I am not here to bash on the divine masculine, because we've all kind of, we're all evolving. We only done the best we could when we done it. But let's all evolve by learning to love ourselves. And when we learn to love ourselves and what makes us happy, we spread that fire to others, enabling them to stoke their passions, their love for life. Their love for self is your love for life. And you are the life of self of life. You are that. And it starts right at home with you. Become the change you want to see. Whatever you want to see out in the world, become that. That's why I am who I am today. I wanted to see people be nice and kind and gentle and loving, somewhat maybe romantic, laughter, fun, joy. I never experienced that. And so that's who I made myself into. And since I never, experienced that, I did the best I could with creating myself into who I am today. From that woman that hated herself 20 years ago. Thought I was a disgusting drug addict. I hated myself. Lost my kids, lost my grandkids. God, I could go through the whole list, but I let it go. I forgave myself for everything because I realized if I'd have known better, I'd have done better. And here I am doing better because now I know better. But I had to give myself a chance. I had to forgive myself. I had to tell myself I was a good human. I had to tell myself somewhere deep inside of me was the beauty that I needed to draw out and find, that I wasn't the worst thing that had ever been born to this earth. Because I felt terrible. And now I love myself. But I did remember that for a minute, how I felt before I learned to love myself. And I don't care if anybody else in the whole world don't love me. I love me, and I know God loves me, and that's enough for me. Although I am loved, my son loves me, my dogs love me, and everyone I meet on the corner when I go to work in Panhandle, they love me too. They hug me, they sit down and we talk. Everybody that comes to bless me is, there's this relationship that's built and they remember me. People sometimes bless me over and over and over again. And of course, I pray for them over and over and over again. And, so I don't feel guilty about anything like that anymore. I know that God is going to provide my resources and I will always be taken care of no matter what. Somehow, some way, there's going to be a way to figure it out. And this is the way it will be for you guys too. Once you learn to love yourself and you trust yourself, nobody will ever be able to take or steal your confidence again. They will not be able to steal your confidence. They will not be able to steal your self-esteem. This is Seven of Swords. They will not be able to practice magic over you. They will not be able to do any of these things. It won't be able to touch you because it'll have no relation to you. And you're worth loving. You're very much worth loving. We all are. Everybody. I just see so many people who don't feel loved, and I can tell by the way they treat themselves. Somebody that loves themselves. And we must love ourselves because that's what connects us into the true goddess, the true mother, the true magic, the true power. We don't let nobody steal our power because the Mother Earth, the mother of the universe, the mother of creation, needs the mothers to step up to the plate and empower themselves enough to help lead, guide, and nurture this planet, taking it out of the hands of the masculines who don't know how to, cover those areas of children and people who are getting lost in the cracks, where every child should be born to a home. It should be a birthright, an inheritance. And there's no reason why it can't be. No child should be homeless or go hungry or have to be without their parents. No child. There should be no reason for any of the things that evil is taken to the lowest limit on this planet. And we as divine feminines will recognize ourselves, will recognize our power, will understand that when we come together and stand up for what is right and just, that the God of creation, the mother of the universe, and the mother of this planet will stand with us. Because it is time for the divine era to come in, and we, the divine feminines, are given birth to that era. We are the birthers of new consciousnesses. We alchemize the old and we turn it into the new. I love you. I have nothing against the divine masculines, but I have every intention to empower the divine feminine to take her spot next to the divine masculine and not give an inch when it comes to protecting those who have been left vulnerable. Because we are the mothers. And the mothers know that things need to be taken care of and tended to, from our elderly to our new babies. And right now, what do? We put our elderly away into homes, all bunch of elderly in a home. And the same with the children. They all go to a place where there's nothing but children. You know, on my block, there's not one older person. For God's sake. Where are all the older people at? You know, it used to be families would come together. Do you understand the Waltons? Remember that? Grandma, Grandpa, Mom and Dad, the kids, and eventually the grandkids. And yes, some move out and some move back in. But this is the days when families knew how to bond and be together, even through arguments. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. You know, families stuck together. It was okay to have an argument, a disagreement. This means that you got a mind of your own. People accepted these things, and they didn't leave their elderly to die alone. Our system right now is counterintuitive. Okay, I've been talking forever. I feel like 36 minutes. One more card. The Five of Swords. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Let's see what it means. Five of Swords. Opened right to it. It must be important. Illusions. Reality. Separation. Self-sabotage. Self-deception. Criticism. Conditioning. Healing. A conflict between reality and belief, a time for honesty, let go of illusions and pretense, face a painful reality. You are not alone. Advice and constructive criticism are not a personal attack. Drop the mask, reveal your true self. Forgive others for wearing their masks. And that's the point to forgiving others. We got to let them go. We got to let them go. We focus on ourselves. We work on our own healing. And we let those go who need to go. We let them go. It's fearful. It's scary. But if people aren't for our best intention, if they don't bring love and joy into our life, if they don't treat us with respect and dignity and honor, yes, we deserve to be treated with respect, dignity, and honor. Amen, faith. You can believe that. That's the way it is. We should be respected as entities that bring life onto this planet. Without the mothers, there would be no population. There would be no workforce. There would be no. Do you see the power we hold in our hands to change this world? That we don't have to let anybody tell us what to do. That we're powerful. We're powerful. And you bring us all together with one mind to change the world, and you can bet the world's going to change to a better place. But first we got to change ourselves. We got to learn to love ourselves, be good to ourselves, empower ourselves. And with that power, we learn that we can change the world. Okay, Divine Feminines, I love you guys. I hope your gardens are all grown well. I hope that you're loving yourself. I hope you're giving to yourself. I hope you understand that you are the main player in your story. You are the story. Make yourself the main character in your story. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget the power that you have of the shaman. The shaman heals themselves, then they help others to find the way. And you're a shaman. You're a shaman. Shine, shine. And look at all the light and darkness. See? So many stars to choose from. When you look within your darkness and see these little lights, just pick, oh, look, I think I'm going to work on this star today. Or I think I'm going to work on this gift today. Or I've got the gift of this and I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to use my gifts. I'm going to express myself. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to consider myself the most beautiful body and mind. I'm going to connect my body and mind. I'm going to understand that I am my own property, and what I have on my property and how I beautify my yard, my substance, is how people will see it. So you are your own property. You can do whatever you want. But please, please understand, you can plant yourself as a garden. You can put some of the most beautiful things in there, seeds, and grow them. Love, peace, seeing life as a gift, learning to love yourself as a gift, seeing yourself as a gift to life. That you're here to help yourself grow, you're here to sprinkle seeds out and help others grow, and then just be happy that you can be a part of your own life, that you are in your body and you are the main character in your life. You are the one you think of. You don't think of other people. You keep your mind focused here. You stay in your own lane. And you don't let the passerbyers distract you. If they wave, I love you, hello. If they speed on by, see you later, bro. Let them go. Let them go. And with that being said, I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Please comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what your opinion is. Let's talk. I don't even care if you disagree with me. It doesn't matter. Just let's talk. Like, share, subscribe, and come and hang out with me. And let's learn together how independent women can rule the world. And I'm serious. I'm serious of that we need to rise up for our daughter's sake, for our son's sake even. Yeah, we need to change things. The view of the masculine towards the women trying to control us, trying to control our bodies, trying to tell us how much we have to pay to live a life of our energy that they use to make themselves rich. Me and my son were talking, a store down the road probably pays the employees $14 an hour to get carts, take out groceries, blah, blah, blah. But they're probably making $100 an hour off of him. And this is wrong. They are not paying the people what they deserve. And then again, the prices of rent going up, the prices of everything going up. So this is kind of like a revolution that we want to stand up for our children, the future, and there ain't nothing better than grandmas to do that. Or, mothers who are past the age of mothering, single women. I'm calling for the force of the divine feminine. And anybody that knows how to, get this together to help me, let's pull it together. Because we're all around the world. Every one of the women around the world, we need to stand up and defend ourselves, defend our independence, and to defend our views of life and nurturing and children and how things should be. We should be involved in every decision made when it comes to education, nutrition, housing, medical. These are decisions that we need powerful women helping to make. I don't know anything about politics, but I have thought that I will run eventually for something. I want to get in there and stir shit up. I am so good at pissing people off. I mean, men especially, because, you know, I'm as powerful as a man any day. Any day. And ain't no man gonna act like he knows more than me when I know that SOB don't. And I guess you see the fire in me. I do. I am fiery. I love, you know, Kalima, karma, justice, judgment. Kalima. I have decided that, yeah, I am a part of that crew. It could have been Kalima that fell into me that night. The darker and dark, remember? The divine feminine. Yeah. So I'm here to light a fire, and I hope that I light one under you guys. I love y'all. Yeah, we ain't gonna let him undermine us. See there how he's slipping the jewels up his arm. He's acting like he's showing his hand, but with the other hand, he's sneaky and stealing. That's our government. That's the rulers of the world, basically. The rich that, you know, kidnapped everything and made us hostage slaves to their ways of life. We want to bring out the Constitution. Yeah. Eight of Waters. Yeah, emotionally fired up. Yeah, we want to get emotionally fired up. We want to work on our healing, and we want to teach our daughters how to be strong and independent, because we need women running this world, because women know better. And why do I say that? Because I've studied the tribes over in Africa that the women run their tribes. They've actually kicked men out, and they're not allowed there because the men in some tribes are very violent, beat their women, take their children. Oh, yeah. But anyway, a bunch of women got together and created their own village of women and children, and the men are absolutely not allowed into this village, and they live so good. Now, I'm not saying we